What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Shadowlands video. I hope you're all doing very well. We are continuing this series with Survival Hunter, and we're going to be talking about a dungeon that I did today. Did a +9 Mists of Tyrannus Scythe. Of course, we're just kind of climbing back into the levels of dungeons. We're trying to get as high as we can, obviously, but my gear is still pretty low. I'm only at 236, so no, I haven't had any gear dropping out of these dungeons basically at all. So I need like tons of gear. My weapon's 226, but you're gonna see in this dungeon we do like a surprising amount of damage. And yes, I am in fact going Kyrian, and like this is against my better judgment, but I think this is the most standard way that all hunters play right now. It's either this or Night Fae for the most part. That's what I've seen hunters running. And of course, we're kind of here to try and break some of that mold a little bit, to break some of those builds and to say, is it possible to move into other covenants? Something like Venthyr, something like Necrolord, which I'm going to be showing a little bit later, not today. But I do think that those other covenants actually have value, particularly Venthyr. I think the Necrolord one is a little bit all in on AoE, but it's like not terrible. But the point is to say that I want to try and expand our minds a little bit. I want to try and help us like move in a better direction with Survival Hunter, which is to say that it isn't just locked into like one build for the entire expansion. So that being said, let's get into the build that I actually ran. So we are Kyrian, and we're of course running Wildfire, the bomb legendary. Losing my brain here. Cluster. I always want to say Wildfire Infusion. I can't seem to say Cluster. I was talking with some people in the comments about how latent poison injectors is just such a sad legendary, because it's like it could have been so cool if they had simply said that Carve is able to consume these stacking nature damage debuffs. Then that would be amazing, but it can't. And so it's just like really sad. You know, this could have been a completely different build. Imagine if this could be consumed by Carve, then you could run something like Viper Venom plus Hydra Bite and get away from the bomb build, but you can't do that. So we did run Wildfire Cluster, and we are Kyrian, which means that we get the extra crit from our Resonating Arrow. Whenever Resonating Arrow deals damage to a target, when it deals damage to the target, your party gains 10% increased crit for 10 seconds. So it's not like Wild Spirits, where Wild Spirits continues to trigger damage. The Resonating Arrow has an upfront damage that it does. It's very low. It does almost 400 arcane damage to anybody in the area. So obviously it scales with targets, which is kind of nice. But then it gives you 30% crit, and then with this it gives you an additional 10% crit right off the bat. So you have 40% crit right when you throw down your Resonating Arrow. So that's pretty insane. I have really low crit as it is. So if I had a little bit more crit, this would be kind of even better, I think. But right now, my crit's kind of low. My gear is just terrible in general. But we do, in fact, have the tier set as well, which means that we're playing the little kill command minigame where you really are trying to press kill command almost as often as you can so that it will give you this proc so that your next Wildfire Bomb will not incur a cooldown. Like I said in the last video, this only applies to your next Wildfire Bomb. So you can't use this to create a new free use of your Wildfire Bomb. It doesn't like reset the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb. It simply makes your next Wildfire Bomb incur no cooldown. That's a massive difference in wording. Like if it reset the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb, you could just spam your bombs all day and hope to get a reset from kill command. This is a little bit different. You have to be careful when you only have one charge of Wildfire Bomb left. Sometimes you have to play this mini game where it's like, I'm not going to use my last charge of Wildfire Bomb. Instead, I'm going to fish for procs on my kill command, using kill command here, try to fish for procs to make my tier set proc so that my next Wildfire Bomb is free, and then I can throw it. So in AoE situations, this is not as big of an issue because you're pressing Carve, which gets you your cooldown of your bombs anyway, but sometimes in single target it can be an issue. So that's the build. Wildfire Cluster, we're Kyrian, we're running Alpha Predator, Guerrilla Tactics, Bloodseeker, Tip of the Spear, Wildfire Infusion. The one thing about Tip of the Spear is like once you get going with this build, once you get going with your bombs and your kill commands, it's like you're never pressing Raptor Strike, like literally ever. You don't press any spenders. So I'm not really sure what to say about this. It's like this is a tough talent row because Mongoose Bite is probably you're never going to be able to press this either. I'm going to try maybe speccing into Mongoose Bite and seeing if I can possibly like make that work. But if you get into the rhythm where you're pressing kill command and it gives you a proc on your bomb, then you throw your bomb, then you press kill command, it gives you a proc on your bomb, you throw your next bomb, and then you press kill command, and then you carve to maybe get the cooldown going. Like, you're just going from kill command to bombs over and over and over again. You don't have time to press Raptor Strike. So, I don't know. I need to work on this. This is a problem that we're kind of working through as we go. But that's the build. Okay? Here's the conduits that I'm running. We have the Kyrian conduit, of course, and then I don't have any room for really any conduits, so I'm taking the kill command conduit, of course, because I want to have 6% increased damage all the time. I don't have this soulbind up very high. I'm only at like 59, so I'm going to work on that. But when you go Mechanicos, you have to give up a lot of stuff because you want to have the Kyrian conduit because it just makes you do like 12% more damage which is all your damage is inside this resonating arrow, so you want to have it here, and then you need the kill command one because you're pressing kill command like every 2 seconds. So this is kind of the ideal setup I think you want to go for, and it means you can't take you can't take a triple potency here, so which is fine because Hammer of Genesis is so freaking good, man. 15% haste on average all the time, so it's really, really strong. So that's the build that I ran. Let's jump into the video. Let me move over here. Let's get this going over here. So here's the opening packs. I'll show you kind of our opening DPS. The tank was really great. This group was fantastic. They pulled sort of exactly how I would want them to. Big pulls as much as possible. Oh, sorry, guys. Some mouse over here. There we go. So he goes big or small, and I'm like, big. Let's just go, you know? Let's get it. So he pulls these 6 doggies, essentially, into the other pack. So this is perfect for us. We're going to pop our resonating arrow. I get a little bit of damage out right away. And then, boom, here comes the arrow. And then I try and just maximize my bombs. I'm pressing carve to get it back. And then I'm fishing for procs. I got a proc already from our 2-set bonus. So our damage is just crazy. I'm doing 20k, 21k, 22, 23k. It's kind of insane. This damage is kind of stupid. When you get the right kinds of pulls, it is amazing how good this is. And this healer was incredible. Just healing through 6 stacks. He just healed through 6 stacks of bursting. Anyway, you can see, like, the damage is there. It's absolutely there. And I think that, like, it's very strong.
I like this tank already.
Certainly when your tank is pulling, like, a large pack of enemies, you just do crazy amounts of damage. It's insane. Now, I tried to do the skip here where I throw my trap and then I camouflage. Because I think you do need to stealth in order to get past this. So I'm out of combat. It works fine. But the tank sees, he thinks that somebody got into combat. So that's fine.
Okay, he just decided to pull it. That's fine.
Whatever. But we have Kyrian Arrow back again. Resonating Arrow's back. Bomb. Into carve. Into bombs again. Try to reset with kill command. Try and get the proc, on your 2-set bonus. And then make sure you're kicking Harvest Essence. Again, this tank was incredible. He was kicking all the Harvest Essences for me that I needed. So I was very happy about that. But our damage is good, guys. The damage is really crazy. And the Resonating Arrow, it just comes back all the time with Mechanicos. Because you get, on average, you're getting the 20 seconds off of the 1-minute cooldown. Which just means, like, it's a 40-second cooldown. Which is absolutely insane. So, very, very strong. Again, 10k. Really, really good stuff. Let's go to the first boss. Yeah, let's go to 420. It's actually 420, guys. We'll get it back when we get. So I pop my resonating arrow on pull here, which like might have been a mistake because you're hoping, you know, you're trying to beat up the tree, and then once the tree gets beat up, he channels into Ingra, makes you do like double damage or whatever for that buff them. You need to have your resonating arrow up for that moment. So I throw it down right here, hoping that I can like squeeze in a second one by the time we get to the Ingra double damage phase. So let me push forward a bit here. So we're almost there. We had to run out because of the fear, and then we're going to get the tree down, and my resonating arrow has 7 seconds left. So it actually was perfect timing. I think I kind of got lucky, but I just hoped that this is how it would work out. So we press Lust, we throw down resonating arrow, and we go, watch our damage. 5k damage right now, 6k, 7k, 8k. I mean, it's just like, we get a couple bomb resets, but unfortunately, Carve isn't very helpful here. But we do end up throwing a bomb into another bomb, into another bomb, and we're up to 11k DPS. So it's really strong. I mean, it's just really strong. again, you're kind of hoping, you're kind of like fishing for procs. You're fishing with Kill Command. You're fishing for the procs to give you the Bombidier buff on your bombs. Remember, I don't have the 4-set bonus here. I don't even have the 4-set bonus, which makes your bombs do 30% more damage and then 80% more damage. So, like, this damage is, when I get the 4-set on this thing, it's going to be absolutely stupid damage. So, anyway, the rest of the Ingra boss fight is perfectly fine. We get the tree down once again. And we have the second burn phase right here. I get Carrying Arrow back up again for the burn phase again, which is insane, right? That's what you want. We get a couple kills. That's a 38k kill shot right there. Really strong. We end up doing 10.1k overall.
That was good damage.
It's really good damage. We're 235 eye level, right now. So now we get into the middle section of the dungeon with the maze. And my damage isn't super great here on every pack because I'm actually trying to do the maze helper thing here. So my damage kind of goes down. But we do end up doing plenty of damage in this section. It's not a big deal. Let me move to 11. Let me show you something really cool. 1130. This is why you take Camouflage. So on this pack, there's 6 guys. They all end up dying like at basically the same time. I drop Resonating Arrow. We're doing big damage. Here comes the bursting. Look at the bursting on our raid frames. 3, 4, 5 bursting. Look at my health. I'm at half health right now. I'm out of combat, though, so you can press Camouflage once you're out of combat. Camouflage, if you don't know, heals you for 2% of your maximum HP every second, and then you have the passive Spirit Bond Mastery that's also healing you. So I end up saving myself right here. Watch my health. It dips down. It dips down. I pop Camouflage. Dips down. This next tick would have killed me if I hadn't started healing with Camouflage. Like, that last tick would have probably killed me. So, it's very, very good for bursting weeks. It's also just good as a stealth tool. Every single dungeon, man, you need stealth. And on my enhancement job, I'm going to have to buy stealth pots because I don't have an ability to stealth. But you can use movement abilities. You can use speed up abilities, and you'll stay in Camouflage. It's just very, very good for bursting, in my opinion, and very, very good as a stealth tool. It's very strong, so make sure you use it. Now we're on Mistcaller. I have Resonating Arrow again. Of course, it's just always up. So we pop it and we go crazy. The damage here is not very good. The damage on Mistcaller is never good because it just... There's the long transition phase. Here I throw Freezing Trap. The stun was about to wear off on the Vulpin, so I throw Freezing Trap. Freezing Trap, again, one of the best tools that you have as a hunter in general is to press Freezing Trap on all kinds of enemies. You can use it to interrupt important spellcasts. You can use it to stop this Vulpin from running around and murdering people. You can just use it in so many different ways. It's amazing. It's an amazing tool, so make sure you use it. But this fight isn't really crazy. We do get through it, and she's just a long fight on Tyrannical, right? It takes forever because of the transition phases, so we only end up doing about 5k DPS, but that's okay. Again, we're at 235 eye level, so that's pretty strong actually for being that low. Let's get let's go to 1530. 1530. This is like a 3-target cleave moment here, which is typically very good for Enhancement Shaman. That's one of their bread and butters. If you're taking like Primal Lava Actuators as an Enhancement Shaman, it's really, really good for you. So I get all 3 of my Serpent Stings out, and then I pop my Resonating Arrow so that I can get as much bomb damage in as possible. And you can see it just starts going crazy. Carve. Start getting the resets with Kill Command. You want to tab target with this as well. So, like, you want to add all 3 Serpent Stings, and then when you're using Kill Command, you need to tab target as well, just like you would with Lava Lash if you get a Hot Hand proc, because Kill Command for Survival Hunter adds a dot. We took the talent that adds a dot. So, and it increases your attack speed by like 10%. So you need to make sure that you have that dot rolling on all the enemies that you possibly can. Again, the damage is pretty good there. Almost 10k, almost 9k, sorry, 8.3 at the end there. But we have a Bombidier proc that wears out here. Then the tank asks if we want to pull big, and I'm like, yeah, let's pull big. So this is pretty cool. We pull here. I'm in stealth right now again. You should stealth in between every pack. I take a little bit of, like a little bit too long getting set up here. Like I needed to just go right now, but I was kind of waiting for Resonating Arrow to come back, and I didn't want to use all my abilities. So now Resonating Arrow comes up. We drop it, and we go bomb crazy here. We're doing 12k right now. Our damage is about to spike. 14k, 15k, almost up to 16k. We got a Bombidier proc. I need to carve here. There we go. We got it. Now our damage goes way up. So we keep getting resets on bomb. There it is, another one. This is what I mean earlier, is that you can just like jump between bombs and kill command over and over and over again. You can just have the bombs keep proccing, and then you have no time to press like any other buttons. You don't have time to press Raptor Strike, which you're not going to press it in an AoE situation, but on single target it's very noticeable. But, like, I'm not consuming my tip of the spear procs as much as I should be, because like my bomb procced, my Bombidier thing procs, so I need to press it, because what if another one procs? It's just huge damage. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what to say about Raptor Strike. Here's a massive AoE moment right here. I've got Serpent Stings out on everybody. And I'm going in. This is my first bomb proc. I pop my Coordinated Assault, and we're getting bomb procs like crazy. 20k, 23k, 26k, 27k. This is insane damage right now.
Love you.
This is what you can do with the Kyrian Circle. I understand. Resonating Arrow. This is something you probably can't do as a Venthyr, realistically speaking, unless you get a bunch of procs. Sorry, guys. That was really loud. I gotta figure out how to turn off notifications for Twitch. That's my fault. Sorry about that. But we end up doing almost 25k there, like 24k overall. Insane damage at 235 eye level. It's bonkers, man. This is the kind of stuff you can pull off. So this is another pull right here where we just start getting, we get the Kyrian Circle back again. We're doing 15k AoE damage on these guys. It's just like the damage is really insane. Like, I totally understand why people take Resonating Arrow. The Kyrian stuff is just bonkers. It's really, really good. So there you go. Let's move on to Tredova. Here's the boss fight. We have Lust up. We'll have Resonating Arrow up in 5 seconds, so we're good to go. We do not have Coordinated Assault up, but that's okay. Here we go. I pop Lust. Kyrian Arrow down. We go, go, go. Again, this is not AoE. This is only single target, but it's with Lust. So I'm fishing for procs with Kill Command. Fishing for procs on my bomb. There, I got one. I'm going to throw this bomb. Then I'm going to get the bleed rolling, and we're fishing for procs again. Anytime you can press Kill Command, you want to press it to fish for procs so you can get your bombs back. We're doing about 8k single target. Pretty good, guys. It's not bad at all.
Watch your step.
Sorry. I had something come up in game there. Anyway, this boss fight, not too hard. Obviously, you have to kick Parasite as much as possible. I end up actually messing it up and missing a Parasite cast. I get that one there, but the next one goes off. But our damage overall is pretty solid. Let me just look at the last section of trash here. 2020 is where it's at. We end up doing just a lot of damage here once again. Oh, not here. It's got to be further on. 20... Sorry, guys. It's up here. Here we go. Final trash pack because we need a little bit more percent. Again, Kyrian Arrow goes down. Your bombs go out. And holy crap, man. I'm doing 22k AoE damage right now. Like, it's so strong for this particular thing. The Resonating Arrow going Kyrian. Like, I'm pulling aggro here. Look, everybody else is doing 7k. We're doing 20. So, like, I understand how valuable it is. And I understand how good it is. It is very, very good. Don't get me wrong. So... Let's jump out of that and let's go back into the gameplay. So let me just hop out here. Let's look at the over-under. We did about 8.4k overall. Wildfire Cluster is going to be your top damage every single time. Again, all your Kyrian stuff is doing is giving you crit on everything else. And when you pop down your Resonating Arrow, generally speaking, you're going to be pressing Wildfire Bomb as much as possible. So your Wildfire Cluster is going to be benefiting from that the most. So Kill Command, we pressed probably way too many times, but I'm always trying to fish for procs, right? We're always trying to fish for the procs in to get our reset from our tier set. So that's what you're always trying to do. That's why I press Kill Command as much as I do. But that's the damage overall. It's very strong. Again, once we get the 4-piece, it's going to be absolutely disgusting. Your Wildfire Bomb damage is going to go through the roof. On top of that, once I get any gear at all, like a weapon, like I can just see how much of a monster this spec is, and I understand why people are running it in Mythic Plus. It was in the MDI, if you guys watch that, because it just has an incredible ceiling. It just gets so high on the damage meters. So that's it, guys. That's the damage that we ran. We were Kyrian. We ran Wildfire Cluster. And, of course, the conduits that you want to run are the one for the Kyrian stuff and then the Kill Command one, because you're going to be pressing Kill Command a lot to try and get the cooldown back on your bombs. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to make a quick note here for the Patreon poll. I'm going to put that down below in the description. If you guys want to go to the Patreon and take a look and tell me if you would be willing to support a Patreon for me, I would really appreciate it. I'm not asking you to donate money right now. I'm simply wondering who is potentially available. How many people can I get potentially to start a Patreon thing with? I've been talking to Zoe about tiers and rewards for the Patreon system, and I think we actually have already come up with a really, really cool Patreon tier system that I'll talk to you guys about in a future video. But for now, I just would love to get a sense for how many of you would be willing to support me. So thank you guys so much again for watching. We will continue with the shaman videos later on. And we'll push some big keys once again. I'm actually also, a little quick announcement, I guess, that I got into a different guild for raiding. So I'm going to be part of a different guild, and I'm going to be raiding tonight on the Twitch stream. I'm going to be raiding with this new guild doing Mythic Vigilant Guardian. Yes, Mythic, not Heroic. So tune in for that. Jump into the stream if you want to see me doing some Mythic Vigilant Guardian tonight at raid time. Also, once again, check out the Patreon that's linked below. Drop a like on this video if you want to. And if you haven't subbed to the channel yet, I would also appreciate that very much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next one, we'll see you later.